Sound to your mind.
Breathe. I stay quiet as I light on my loud light. Breathe. I balance diet, I'm just trying to get my pounds right. Breathe. I stay quiet as I light on my loud light. Breathe. I balance diet, I'm just trying to get my pounds right. Shouts all on my team, I need more than a mattress support in my dreams. Could grab a few Z's like I'm falling asleep, but I don't wanna wake for the morning grief. Breathe. Tears drop to the form in the sea. A broke heart, but it's worn in my sleeve. Never listened, I was warned in my teens, but I still skip school, I was taught in the streets. Ring back, don't call for police. Stand tall, don't fall for the beast. Got issues with trust, so I'm born to believe. We've been a victim of love and now we're caught in it deep. Breathe.
Michael Olise. What a player. What a player. Boy, guys, if you didn't see that goal from yesterday against Real Madrid, I suggest you guys go and view that again, man. Get the highlights, because you see goals like that, yeah, just lets everyone else know as to why you are a top player, you know. And Michael Olise for me is just that, man. You know, I think in terms of the Balon d'Or now, I had Yamal there, you know, and Yamal's still a top player for me. But, you know, as we do know, winning the Champions League does go a long way for any team. Well, also any team, any player, should I say. It does go a long way for any player to secure the Balon d'Or, man. And I think you can clearly see, man, that Michael Olise, you know, obviously Bayern will win the Bundesliga as well. Champions League semi-final, tough game against PSG. Got the World Cup coming up as well. You know, he's been on great form. His numbers are good. So yeah, man, he's the new front runner for me, man. No doubt. He's definitely the new front runner for me. Big up to Fitz, man. Big up my guy. Says good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're all well. Guys, make sure you're hitting the like button, subscribing, and make sure you do share, yeah. So big up yourselves. And let me know what you think of Michael Olise as well. I actually didn't see his performance against Bayern Munich yesterday, because I was actually against Real Madrid, yesterday. I was actually watching the Arsenal and Sporting Lisbon game. But I did see the goal, man. And what a player, man. What a finish. What a player. You know, left foot, special left foot. As I said, I'm only looking at Lamine Yamal as the only player right now that can chat to Michael Olise, man. No doubt. He's a top player, man. And I think you'd have to say, as it stands right now, Olise for me is the front runner. I think Harry Kane's in there as well. You know, both in the same team. Harry Kane getting his 50th goal of the season. So for me, I'm looking at Kane and Olise right now. And then I would say there's a couple of players at PSG, the Vitinhas, the Ousmane Dembélés, Kvaratskhelia. I think them guys will be in contention as well. But I just wonder if Olise is one of the front runners. And you know what? Luis Diaz had a very good season as well. But I think Olise for me and Harry Kane are ahead as it stands right now, man. And for good reason. And, you know, one French player's, you know, devastation in Hugo Ekitike, obviously out for the season. And then you got another French player, man, that's got the world at his feet. And how old is Olise now? I think Olise might be 24, 23 or 24. I think he might be. And some of the football, man, he's displaying is crazy. And as I said, man, he's definitely, for me right now as it stands, he's definitely in the top two, man, in terms of Ballon d'Or. Again, the World Cup's going to have a massive factor on it as well. But I think if we're being serious, man, him and Harry Kane right now, man, they're the front two, man, especially because of this Champions League as well. So, yeah, man, what a performance. Big up to Babs One Diva. Big up to Christopher McGrath as well for coming through. Okay, so yeah, Olise's 24. So, yeah, man, obviously experienced, you know. This is a guy as well that used to play for Chelsea, if anyone remembers, before he went to Reading. and obviously Reading to Crystal Palace to Bayern Munich, man. And again, he's definitely one of the best players in the world, man. If not right now, the best player in the world. So yeah, man, he's a top player, man. So yeah, like I'm looking forward to this World Cup. And if I'm looking at France's team, man, their squad, you know what? I know obviously Ekatike's out. I just wonder who they're gonna use as a replacement. You know, you're probably thinking of another striker they might bring through. I don't really know what other striker they're thinking of, because I think the usual ones, the Marcus Thuram will be there as a central striker. Obviously, Mbappe and Dembele are going to be there. Mateta, Mateta might be there now, because I think it was between probably Ekatike and Mateta, or maybe both. But I think Mateta definitely gets his foot in the door, man. Now I would say, obviously he was out injured as well, but yeah, I definitely think that Mateta might be guaranteed a place now. And obviously they're playing tonight against Fiorentina, Crystal Palace in the Conference League. So yeah, man, let's see what happens. I think it's tonight. Yeah, it's tonight. Yeah, they're playing tonight in the Conference League, man. So yeah, let's see what happens. Guys, let me go through Michael Olise anyway, and let's go through his numbers. And again, make sure your questions and comments are coming through as well. So Michael Olise, 24 years of age. I'm not sure if he's turned 24 during this season, but you would say 21, 22. I'm looking at him being 20 years of age probably. And again, I think the 21-22 season, if anyone knows, is that from the Crystal Palace era that he was there? Because I can't actually remember how long he was at Crystal Palace. So bear me 1 minute. Yeah, I can't actually remember if that was at Crystal Palace, the 21-22 season. But it's quite clear to see, yeah. People might say, well, is he playing in an easier league than the Premier League? I don't think it is. I think if you look at the Premier League and the Bundesliga, you'd have to say it's on par. If not, the Bundesliga is probably slightly better in terms of the in terms of the quality. But 21-22 season, 26 appearances, 2 goals and 5 assists. 22-23, 37 appearances. That's so far that's the longest that he's actually stayed fit and available. 2 goals and 11 assists. 23-24, 19 appearances, 10 goals and 6 assists, which I believe was his final season at Crystal Palace. And obviously, as you can see, going to Bayern Munich, he's just gone to another level, and 34 appearances, 24-25, 12 goals, 15 assists. And then this season, 25-26, 27 appearances, 12 goals and 18 assists. And I believe this is just in the league as well. So I'm pretty sure pretty sure there was something about Olise having 37 assists in all comps or something like that from last I see. I can't remember. But as I said, man, he's getting better every season, and I think you'd have to say he'll definitely start as part of that front three, man. And that front three of Olise, Mbappe and Dembele, I mean, is that arguably the best three right now in the world? I think it is. Olise, Dembele, and Mbappe as a front three. Ryan Cherky for me has to play in the 10. And this is what I'm looking at from Deschamps. Yeah, I want to see Deschamps play a front six of Camavinga, Tchouaméni, Ryan Cherky in the 10, Olise from the right, Dembele as a false 9, Mbappe on the left, or you can interchange Mbappe and Dembele. That's what I want to see them go with in the first game, because I think that team there, that front six, that's an exciting six. And obviously at the back, they're going to have Theo Hernandez at left back. You'd probably think Jules Koundé at right back. And then the centre back pairing, it's probably going to be Upamecano, Saliba, or Upamecano, Kanate, with Mike Main in goal. And again, that first 11 is frightening. So yeah, let's see what they do, man. But Michael Olise is definitely showing, man, that he definitely has a major part to play, man, come the World Cup. And again, he's one of them players, man, I'm looking forward to watching, man, because he's a top player. And I think in terms of the Champions League right now, I'm still saying PSG, because for me, I always said it'll be a PSG Barcelona final. I think for neutrals, PSG Bayern final, PSG Barcelona final is what is ideal. And obviously Barca got knocked out by Atletico Madrid, but I'll go as far and say if Bayern can beat PSG, then they'll win the Champions League for me. I think it's between them two. And as I said, I think it's actually funny in a way, because you've got Olise, Kane, Dembele, Kvaratskhelia, Vitinha. Those 5 players there are the 5 players that are in contention for the Balon d'Or, I would say. Now, whoever gets knocked out of this competition, you'd probably have to say that their chances of winning the Balon d'Or, are going to be slight. Well, they're going to be diminished, really. Let's face it. So again, it's a massive game, man, and it's going to be the game of the round for sure. But again, the World Cup's coming up, man, and again, they're going to have a chance to try and stake a claim. But this PSG Bayern game's massive, it's huge. It's a huge game, man. So, Bayern PSG will be a great game. Yeah, hopefully, man. I just hope it's not a game that lets us down, because with these kind of games, you can never be confident that these games live up to what it should do. Because for too many times, man, I've watched so many games, and it's like you think these games are going to be good, and they end up just being a waste of time, innit, really. But I got no doubt, man, because I think these two teams are playing the best football as well in the world right now. So yeah, it's due to be a good game, man. And if you actually remember, Bayern played PSG earlier on in the season and beat them at the Parc des Princes. So yeah, I think PSG will be looking at that game as a game where they can get their own back. But who knows, man? Who knows? But guys, yeah, let me know what you think of Michael Olise. Do you think Michael Olise is a Ballon d'Or worthy contender, or do you think there's other players that are still ahead of him? Because I think the only realistic player I'm looking at right now, yeah, you probably say is Harry Kane. I mean, does Harry Kane win a Ballon d'Or? It's unlikely, because I think if Bayern Munich was to win the Champions League, it will come down to the World Cup. Whoever gets further between Olise and Harry Kane, you'd probably have to say. So yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy, but I do think, man, that he's definitely someone that is a front runner right now. Anyway, moving on, guys. Let's move on. I don't know if you guys remember when I done a stream about, when was it? I think it might have been, I want to say about a month ago, a couple of months ago. And it was the 3 right backs that I think that Manchester United should be looking at. And it was Coyote from Brentford, Jed Spence from Tottenham, and Givairo Read from Feyenoord. Now, Givairo Read obviously is the youngest out of all 3 of them, being 19 years of age. And surprise, surprise, who's in for him? Manchester City and Bayern Munich. Now, it frustrates me really, yeah, because I just wish that Manchester United, would be identifying players like this, because he's someone that I mentioned before. He's someone that I've actually got on my FIFA career mode, and he's only young at 19, but again, modern day fullback in terms of his pace, his composure on the ball, you know, and he is someone for me that will add a lot to this Man United team. And it's just frustrating to see that you got the likes of City and Bayern. Now, whether people might look at it and say, well, City and Bayern are actually ahead in terms of their journey, in terms of their team that they've got. I hear that, but it's about, for me, identifying future stars. You know what I mean? And the fact that Man City are looking at Givairo Read, you know, obviously they've lost Carl Walker. Matthias Nunes is playing there right now and has done a very good job since he has been there. And you've got Rico Lewis. Obviously, Rico Lewis is a midfielder by trade, but obviously has been filling in at right back. But the fact that they've actually identified Givairo Read, you know, it's frustrating because this is a guy that can be bought for about between 20 and 30 million. Now, Man United, for me, if we're looking to move on Diogo Dalot, or even if there's someone like you know, Mazraoui, I just don't think that we can pass up an opportunity like this, because he's going to be a top player, man. He's definitely going to be a Dutch international as well. I'm not sure if he's got a cap already, but he's definitely going to be a Dutch international for the future, be their main right back for me. And yeah, it's just City have identified him as the next one, and he's young as well. And even if he does come in straight away, you know, he'll probably rotate with Matthias Nunes, because Matthias Nunes has already shown, you know, what a how adaptable he has been, because he's been very good at right back. He's arguably been, you know, one of the best right backs, if not the best right back in the league this season. But for them to get Givairo Read in, it's, you know, they're just preparing for the future, man. And as Fitz has said, Read is a right-footed Dorgu, would be perfect for us. He would. And the reason why I want someone like Givairo Read and Dorgu playing left back is because of the overlapping runs. You know, if we want to have at Manchester United, you know, a different avenue of attack, for me, I like the inverted. You know, I like the wingers being inverted, left footer on the right footer on the left. And if you've got, you know, pace and quality on the outside, like Givairo Read would offer, like Patrick Dorgu would offer, you know, young players that have potential to grow higher, this is the way that I want to see Man United go, you know. And the fact that Bayern are in for him, you know, you look at Bayern's right backs now, they got Stanisic, obviously Kimmich was playing there, Sasha Boy, who's on loan at Galatasaray as well. You know, you can see why they're identifying Givairo Read, man, and he's going to cost peanuts as well. And the potential's clearly there, man. So it's just frustrating to see, man, that City yet again are gonna be getting players that, you know, someone like myself has identified for years, you know. And yeah, it's just, yeah, man, they've got their scouts out there, man, doing their job properly, because this is a player, man, that Man United should be signing. And yeah, it's the fact that he's looking like he's going to City or Bayern. And the thing is, for me, he's going to choose City. He'll choose City, I think. You know what I mean? But again, you know, Vincent Kompany, he might look at Kompany as someone that is a bit relatable to him. Who knows? Obviously, Kompany being Belgian, you know, as well, that might have an effect in it. I know, obviously, Givairo Read's Dutch, but, you know, Belgium and Holland ain't too far from each other. But he might look at that. But one way or another, man, for me, we definitely need fullbacks. You know, I don't think fullbacks are the primary options at the moment. Midfielders for me. But if we can get a Givairo Read and move on a Dalot and get him for like 20 to 30 million, what a signing that would be for me, man. And yeah, it's just frustrating to see. But anyway, let's have a look at Givairo Read and his stats so far anyway. So 1 minute, let's remove this. So obviously only 19 years of age, Givairo Read, yeah. And 21-22 season, 2 appearances, 1 goal, obviously 1 clean sheet. So he's what, 19? Yeah, yeah, I think he is 19. Yeah, so two appearances, 1 goal, 0 assists, 1 clean sheet. Obviously, the following season made 1 appearance, 1 clean sheet. And I know people might say, but he's playing in Holland, so it's an inferior league. But again, we can only go off based off the numbers. And again, I've actually watched him play a couple of times, and he's going to be a top right back for sure. But the 24-25 season is where it gets interesting. 26 appearances, 2 goals, 6 assists. Now, and 11 clean sheets. Now, what I would say, obviously, defending is part of a structure. You know, if you're defending in a structure, that is how you kind of get clean sheets. But he has been a part of that structure. So someone so young at 19 to be involved with 11 clean sheets, you know, it speaks volumes for him, really, and for the team. Don't get me wrong, but a 19-year-old being part of a backline that's only conceded 11 goals, that had 11 clean sheets, is impressive. You know what I mean? So, and then obviously so far this season, 16 appearances, 1 goal, 3 assists, 6 clean sheets with that. But again, he's someone for me, yeah, that in terms of his quality, his composure on the ball, and his pace, this is where like he's going to be an asset for Man United. You know, because I want to see Manchester United with the overlapping fullbacks, you know, putting crosses in. I don't think his crossing at the moment is, in terms of his crosses per 90, is that great, but he can definitely grow, man. He's only 19 as well. You know, he's 19, Dorgu's 20. And they're 2 guys for the future. And they're actually 2 guys that I have on my FIFA career mode as well. You know, and again, they grow massive. They grow to a level. They grow to a level, man, that they become frightening. So yeah, it's just frustrating, man. I just hope that Man United, I just hope Man United are in for Givairo Read, but there hasn't been no talk about him. But he's going to cost peanuts. And if we want to, you know, look to the future, having Dorgu as a left back on one side and having Givairo Read, we need to be looking at that, man, for sure. Let's move on. So 24-25 season, I say 26 appearances, 86% pass completion, which, to be fair, is good. 86%. You know, I think if we're looking at, you know, the best of the best, especially with midfielders, they're in like the 90%, but 86% is good for a 19-year-old, I would say. 25% pass cross completion, which is low. Again, I think his crosses per 90 ain't the best, but I do believe that can get better in you know, especially if he goes to a Man City, for instance. As we know, Man City don't really put in a lot of crosses as it is anyway. But what I would say, what I would say though is he has the ability for me to play a possession-based game, as you can see by his pass completion. And I think he can grow to be put in it, to be someone that can put in more crosses, you know, but 25% is low. 61% dribble success. Again, that's over 50%, which is decent. 58% duel success, which I think is decent, to be fair. And again, he's only young, so there's definitely room for growth in his game. But let's bear in mind, yeah, that was the 24-25 season. Yeah. You can clearly see that he's getting better with obviously more experience. So if you look at the 25-26 season, after 16 appearances, he's got 86.3% pass completion, which is good, which shows that he's consistent. You know, his crossing has actually gone down to 22.7%. But again, that's after 16 appearances. So come the end of the season, you know, that might actually surpass the cross completion. 66%, 66.7% dribble success, which again has been an improvement on what he's done previously, and then 60.7 duel success. Again, man, like he's clearly getting better, and this is a guy that's 19, so I believe that 24-25 must have been when he was 18. So yeah, he's definitely someone for me, yeah, that has got room. He has definitely got room to grow, man. And if Man United don't step in and get him, you know, this is going to be an opportunity missed because he's going to be a top player, man. And at 19, he's already shown, man, that he's got room for growth. But again, let's see what happens. You know what I mean? Because let's see what happens. Because yeah, I'm just sick and tired of seeing Manchester City go for players that I just wish Man United had an eye on. You know, but is what it is. Big up to Clockender says, did you watch the Arsenal last night? Yep, I done a watch along for that yesterday. Wasn't really a great game. You know, I think Arsenal didn't really play well, but getting the first goal in the first leg is what was enough, really. I know Sporting hit the post as well, but yeah, man, it wasn't really nothing to write home about, really. I think what killed Sporting Lisbon is their quality in the attack. Because to be fair, Luis Suarez, you know, I think he held the ball up well and was a problem for Saliba especially, but didn't really have any efforts on goal. So you probably say that was good defending from Arsenal, or just the fact that he couldn't get himself into positions. But their lack of composure for me is what the problem was, you know, and I think that is something, man, that they'll be annoyed at. You know, but again, Arsenal, Atletico Madrid, that'll be a different game because Atletico Madrid have genuine quality in the final third. You know, you've got Julian Alvarez, you know, and again, you know, Arsenal have been linked to Alvarez, and look at that now. They're going to have they're going to see what he's all about, really. And you've got him who's got genuine quality. Not to mention, yeah, Arsenal need to be very wary of giving away free kicks because he's a genuine threat from free kicks. Anton Griezmann, obviously, his last season doing what he does. You know, what a top player he is. And you've got Soloff, again, off the bench that can provide a physical threat. And Soloff, again, formerly of Crystal Palace, if anyone remembers. So, yeah, man, they're going to be a problem. And as we know with Diego Simeone, his teams are very rigid, you know, in terms of how they set up defensively. And this is going to be a good battle because, as we know, Arsenal are very defensive. And Simeone's teams can be that, but they have got quality in attack. So again, this game's going to be good, man, because you're going to see very similar from both teams in terms of that midfield battle will be good because you've got Marcos Llorente who plays there, obviously has played right back as well. You got Koke, who's the captain, up against Zubamendi and Rice. You know, you would say all four players really are quite similar in terms of, you know, passion merchants and energy, you know. And then you've got what's his face? Simeone's son, Giuliano, on that right-hand side. I think he'll give whoever's playing left back problems because he's never ending, that guy. He just runs for 90 minutes. But where the game will be won for me is Julian Alvarez and Anton Griezmann, because they've got the quality to hurt Arsenal. And again, I think Arsenal defense is very good, but going forwards, I'm not too sure. You know, I'm not too sure. But yeah, listen, they got through that tie yesterday, man, and it is what it is, isn't it? It is what it is. Yeah. I mean, I remember you guys. I think was it Trossard who hit the post? I can't remember. Big up to GV. Big up. Basically, we need our best 11 every game to look decent. Unfortunately, football doesn't work like that. Well, listen, I think if you're an Arsenal fan, man, going into that game on Sunday, like, you can't be confident. And I actually think, yeah, Arsenal are going to play for a draw. And I think if Arsenal play for a draw, that could be the worst thing for them. That could be the worst thing because, as I said, the fact that City are at home, City, I think, go for them from the very start. And I think the problem that Arsenal are going to have, if City get an early goal, it's problems for Arsenal, because Arsenal are going to have to open up away to the Etihad. And as you can see, you know, Arsenal, Man City have pace on the counter in Semenyo and Doku and Haaland. So I wonder what tactic Pep goes with. But I tell you now, if Man City get an early goal, it could be a bloodbath for Arsenal. It could be a bloodbath, because Arsenal cannot afford really to lose this game. An early goal, they're gonna have to alter their thinking and start committing men forward. And as we know with Arsenal, their defense is built on the fact that you got Declan Rice and Zubimendi that patrol that midfield, that patrol the in front of the defense and keep them very compact. Now, if you can see the goal clock enders, yeah, in the first, let's say, 15 to 20 minutes, the game plan's out the window, because Arsenal will be happy for a draw. Of course they would. But City know they have to go for Arsenal from the very beginning. And for me, if they get the early goal, yeah, it's going to be problems. It is definitely going to be problems for Arsenal, man. So, yeah. And that game yesterday, Arsenal didn't even play well. But because they were 1-0 up from the first leg, all they needed to do really was get over the line. And that's literally what they did, man. So, yeah, it is what it is. Yeah. But guys, listen up. I'm going to wrap it up anyway. Only a quick one. We are going to be back at 8 p.m. for our all-time 11 with myself and Fitz. So it's going to be Atletico Madrid all-time 11 from 2008 to 2017. So yeah, make sure you guys join us then. And as I say, it's going to be a good one, because yeah, Atletico Madrid did have some serious attacks. So how we're going to try and fit that in is going to be difficult. But yeah, make sure you guys join us at 8 p.m. Yeah, for our all-time 11, and help us construct a formation and a lineup. So yeah, it's gonna be mad. Big up to all the mods each and every time. Big up to the newcomers. Guys, make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you sub to the channel. Make sure you share the channel. And yeah, catch you guys later at 8 p.m. Take it easy.